we are back on TTalk Boond Soch ki train of thoughts with a series of episodes on case writing with Mr. Ketan Gandhi, who is a business leader, management consultant, case course author, and work closely with the companies to transform their business journey, their challenges, and the strategic decision. So, welcome once again.
Thank you
show,
once again.
So now in fact, if we talk in terms of today's scenario, the things are changing so fast. And when we talk in terms of an academia, like earlier it was more towards as far as writing and research paper which are concerned. But equally important is a case study concept. Now, for argument's sake, if a particular faculty member would like to write a case study on an supply chain management, so what are the baby steps he should take in interacting with an organization, and the kind of an information what he needs to gather, and what are the baby steps for just having the conversation on between the corporate and the academia?
Okay, it's I think a very important and a good question because many faculty members have those initial blocks, and because of that reason they are not able to approach the organization, or they are not able to begin their case writing. Even though case writing is much simpler and much easier than writing a detailed, comprehensive research paper. So if the faculty members are able to write a good quality research paper, I can't understand why they cannot write a good detailed case studies. So the first step that any faculty member who is aspiring to become a case writer, they can use the secondary data available on the public listed organization, the companies which are listed on the stock exchange, because all those companies' information, their quarterly business results, their annual financial report, lot of other analysts, independent third-party analysis also is available. So from there also they can write a meaningful case study just by researching on the secondary data from the available information on the public domain. So that can be a first step. For example, you have asked the question about the supply chain. So we have seen that in the corona period between 2020 to 2023, the supply chain globally were disrupted. But there were few companies where they could manage their supply chain well. So they can start writing the case study about those companies which either failed in supply chain management during those critical period, or maybe the companies which are successful. And they can begin writing from the public domain, the information which is available in public domain. That is what we call as a secondary data. Once they write couple of case studies based on the secondary data, they gain confidence and they start teaching those, using those case studies in their own teaching in their classes. They also gain a lot of insight that which way cases needs to be fine-tuned.
Now, sir, one is that they are supposed to look at the secondary data which are already available and published. Now, talking to an organization like
So I'm coming to that. So the next step is that they can approach the organization where they have a connect, because all the educational institute, their alumni are working in organization. So that could be one quick way to approach the alumni of the institute and establish a contact and share the intent that we would like to write the case study for future leaders. Second would be they can approach the owner of the company, especially MSME company owners, and they can present to the owner that look, as a company you have been doing fantastic, your journey is inspirational, that it requires to be documented. And from that perspective, discussing with the owner and making them aware that which way the entire case study writing will help the organization more than the institute or the faculty members, then it is easy to get a buy-in about the case writing. Because even business owners are also, many of the business owners are also management graduates. They also have studied in their MBA program, so they understand that the case study methodology as far as learning the business management is extremely critical.
And Mr. Ketan Gandhi, like about studying and say as well as supply chain management within an organization which are concerned. Now, once to list down the opportunities and the challenges which are there, how crucial is that for a faculty member to jot down those opportunities and
Yeah,
challenges?
so before even writing a case study or before even approaching the organization, the faculty member has to do a thorough research about the industry sector. It's about the overall challenges that the industry sector is facing. For example, let's take example of aviation sector. The aviation sector in India is growing, is booming, right? But we have seen last couple of months there were one leading airlines could not manage their operations. So if a faculty member would like to write a case study about the aviation sector, the opportunities and challenges, then last 5 years or 7 years of research about why any airline in India filed for bankruptcy in the past, for example, Kingfisher Airways or a jet airline, which were very successful once upon a time, but they filed for the bankruptcy. So those information will help them to understand the sector related challenges. And then the faculty member can go through which are the successful airline like Air India, like Indigo Airlines in the Indian context. They can go through their annual reports, they can go through their CEO speeches and try to understand why these set of airlines are successful and why these airlines could not make it.
So in nutshell, they have to do a thorough research in terms of and different, maybe when we talk about the supply chain, what are the organizations which are there, on what line they are functioning, what are their strategies to such an extent.
Because their research about the sector, they research about the sectoral challenges and which competitor companies are doing well and why they are doing well will also add value when they are writing the case study based on the primary data, based on the case study of a live organization. Because then the owner of the company or the manager of the company will feel that the faculty member is adding some more value to their understanding about the sector.
Correct.
So it is always good that the faculty member who is aspiring to become a case writer does a thorough analysis about the sector related challenges, the sector comparison among in the country India vis-a-vis other country as well, because now we are all living in a global world.
Correct.
And such insight and such information analysis about the past, about the sector, about the successful or the failed companies will add a lot of value in the writing the case study about the based on the primary data.
Okay, now in fact, having seen the challenges and the opportunities of that relevant organization on what they are doing their study, how critical is to draft that problem statement? How crucial are the problem statement for an entrepreneur to know like these are the area on what they would like to go ahead?
Yeah, so there is always, if we compare a research paper, then research paper starts with the hypothesis. And then based on the hypothesis, the data collection happen and the analysis, and then there is a validation of hypothesis, either hypothesis is correct or not correct. In a case study, because we are not yet sure when we start writing a case study that which major challenges are to be documented, what is going to be, how the case study will evolve. Sometimes starting with the problem statement will bias the faculty as well as the organization.
Okay.
So it is always good to start narrating a story from the organization point of view, and as the facts and the data collected based on the collected data and the information and based on the interview, then later on the key theme or the major challenge and the minor challenges can be identified, and then a case study can be structured around those business challenges. Otherwise, if we start from the problem statement, then maybe the entire case becomes a theoretical exercise of the bias, and it will not add the right value in the entire process.
Okay, I think the target audience who are listening to Mr. Ketan Gandhi on TTalk Boond Soch ki on the approach of a case study for corporates. I'm sure you're getting valuable insights. But do catch up with Mr. Ketan Gandhi in the next show of TTalk Boond Soch, where we'll take as the strategic and the business benefits which are concerned. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Very much.